You're listening to CIUT 89.5, the sound of your city. And we're broadcasting live today from Steve's Music Store at 415 Queen West in the heart of downtown. And this is a musical icon shop. And everybody has come in here to purchase a guitar or an amp or a missing chord at one time. And our today's guest is no stranger to the Toronto music scene. First of all, I'd like to welcome, please put your hands together for Marlon Chaplin. Yes, Marlon, welcome to the show. Welcome to Steve's Music Store.
Thank you.
I guess I take it as most guitarists when they walk into Steve's Music Store and they see literally hundreds and hundreds of guitars hanging on the wall. You must feel like a kid walking into a candy store.
Drool hangs.
Drooling.
Mm-hmm.
Have you shopped here in the past?
Oh, yeah. Like you said, when you're in need of a chord.
Yes.
A capo, a strap.
Exactly. And aren't all the staff here so friendly and helpful?
Last I checked.
They certainly are. Marlon, it's great to have you here at Steve's Music Store. First of all, let me congratulate you on the release of your brand new EP, Wanderer by Trade. Congratulations.
I appreciate that.
And that's just come out like within the last week or two.
May 22nd, we did the release of the Drake Underground.
Wonderful. And how did that show go?
Fantastic.
How was the reception?
The reception was beautiful. I've been experimenting lately with debuting music videos live.
Mm-hmm.
So we debuted the third music video for a song called Conviction. Fantastic director named Carly McCloskey.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Tell me, Marlon, what age did you first pick up a guitar?
Around 10. Probably. I started on drums.
Right.
But my dad is a guitar player.
And he put you onto the guitar.
He did, yeah. But it was cool,
You got tired of the drums bashing through the house, probably. Here's a quieter instrument, son.
My grandparents probably got tired of it. There's 4 generations at one point living in my house.
Is that right?
Yeah, but they're all very cool. But he never pushed it on me, which I think was a big factor in me gravitating toward it. It wasn't a pressured thing.
Now, the title of your new EP, Wanderer by Trade, is this sort of a reference to yourself? Are you yourself a wanderer by trade?
At times, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's taken from a Dylan lyric.
Which Dylan song? Forgive me, I'm not the biggest Dylan fan. I guess you are more of a Dylan fan. Is he one of your big inspirations?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's taken from a song called One More Cup of Coffee.
One More Cup of Coffee.
Yeah, which I cover from time to time. And it took me a long time to come up with a title. That's the hardest thing, titling a record.
Is that right?
I find, yeah, it really is. But, as I've said before in other interviews, I didn't want this to be a self-titled record because I think that's a very definitive statement to make. This is one facet, so I wanted to give it a title.
Terrific. And when did you know that a career in the music business was going to be the path that you really seriously wanted to take?
Early.
Yeah?
When I heard Strawberry Fields Forever through 2 big old 70s speakers,
my
dad played me, and I was like, I want to do that.
Right.
I don't want to do anything else. I want to make that.
I want to be the next Lennon.
Yeah. I want to make people feel what I'm feeling right now.
Nice. What were some of the first songs that you learned to play?
The first song I ever learned to play on guitar was 18 by Alice Cooper.
Nice. Everyone, I got a lot of nodding heads around the music store right now.
Yeah, I had a little riff in there. Down, 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 down. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. And did you ever perform that song to an audience?
I never have, actually.
No?
I can't remember all the lyrics to it.
Do you think you might want to break that cover up one day on a future show?
You never know. Never say never.
That would be fun. So, apart from, say, Alice Cooper, who are some of your other, and Bob Dylan, of course, who are some of your other earlier musical influences?
Early? Tom Waits was a big one.
Yeah.
My dad used to play little cassettes for me as I went to sleep.
Mixtapes?
Mixtapes, yeah. He made a Rolling Stones mixtape for me.
Awesome.
Bone Machine by Tom Waits was a big one, which some people find weird that I went to sleep listening to one of his strangest records, most evil sounding records. Have you
had the opportunity to play or tour or even record with any of your musical heroes?
Not really, no.
Any particular one you'd love to collaborate with?
The list is long.
Beck. Beck.
Jack White.
Nice. Did you ever get any good advice from anybody when you were starting out on your musical career? What was the best piece of advice you received?
Well, I was taught drums by Mark French, who used to play in Blue Rodeo. And he wasn't only a drum teacher to me, but he was sort of a mentor, you know. He'd been through the scene, the ups and downs. He had his own ups and downs, you know, and he had a lot of wisdom to impart on me. I think the biggest was just be in control and don't forget what your intentions are. You know, he taught me a lot of how to lead a band.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
Now, I really enjoy the descriptive you've given for your own musical style. Janglin', heartstring, wranglin', punk and roll.
Yeah, oh wow, yeah. It sounds good.
It does sound good. Is this a whole new genre that you're creating?
Yes.
Excellent.
That's right. There's so many genres, you know.
Yeah, well, you're sort of blending a whole bunch there, and obviously, you know, naming some of the influences that you have, it's quite far-stretching. So I guess you pull a little bit of everything into your own sound, which is great.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of wearing my influences on my sleeve.
Terrific. Now, this EP that's just dropped, Wanderer by Trade, how long was this project in the making?
Well, the songs themselves have been written over a long period of time. The oldest track on it is Country Shack, and I started writing that when I was 17.
Wow.
It just took a while to compile this collection of songs into something cohesive, you know. So the songs themselves have been written over a pretty big period of time.
And how was the recording session?
The recording session was fantastic.
Yeah.
Basically, what I wanted to do was surround myself with my favorite musicians and not give them any time to learn the songs.
That's very thoughtful.
Not literally no time, but I gave them the demos only about 2 weeks in advance, and we had 2 rehearsals, and I wanted to record the whole thing live off the floor. So it wasn't overthought, and the creative spark was still there.
It's a little spontaneity.
That's right. Yeah. Some of my favorite records were done like that. Beggar's Banquet has a looseness to it. Desire by Dylan. So for this record, I wanted that. I didn't want anything overthought.
Now, we were talking earlier about music videos, and I have seen a couple of them. The animated one that you were just referring to, really cool. Tell us about the creative directions and the process that goes into making a music video.
Well, the director that I worked with, Carly, she did the first singles video, In Stars, and this latest one. She's so easy to work with. I came across her kind of a demo reel. Was blown away by it. Stop motion animation is something that I hold near and dear to my heart, so I thought, yes, I want to work with her. I'd known her sister for a while, so there's a bit of a connection. And the meetings were very easy. I just gave her the most basic idea of what I wanted. Like for the first video, I just said something to do with animation, where it's live action and there's animation on top of us. And then she came back with a storyboard, this beautiful watercolor kind of thing that she came up with. And Conviction was the same thing. I just said something with claymation, stop motion animation, and she got the darkness and the twisted kind of nature of the song immediately. So
she shared in the vision you had, or was it something she brought to you and you thought, wow, that's not quite what I was thinking, but that is exactly what I want?
I think we just come from similar places.
Great.
Creatively, which is a good pairing. I love working with her.
That's awesome. Now, how does it feel? Does it feel sort of a relief to finally have got this album released?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Huge.
With a lot of work going into it, and now that it's done, is it sort of anticlimactic? Like,
it's definitely, it's definitely that. But a good,
well, those are the best. Those are the best.
Yeah, it's relief. It's relief.
Yeah, fantastic.
I just want people to hear it. You know, I'm very happy with this record, and I've put out records with other bands before that. I'm proud of all my records that I've put out, but I feel like there have been times where the mark's been missed. I don't feel that with this record at all. My intentions were met, and I have my musicians to thank for that.
So let me ask you this. Now that the record is out, are you almost itching to get back in the studio again? Or really you don't want to like sort of take some time to take this record on the road?
Well, I definitely want to take it on the road,
yeah. I mean, can an artist focus on the present as well as the future at the same time?
Oh, yeah. I think so. Compartmentalization is a good thing.
Great word.
Yeah, in life in general.
Now you said you mentioned you had been in other bands. I mean, I know you as a solo artist, but you have been in bands.
Oh yeah.
And are any plans to form your own band in the future, or do you want to just go out?
I'm open to anything.
Yeah.
I'm open to any project.
You heard it.
Yeah.
Marlon Chaplin is open for projects.
Open for business.
Excellent. So I just read that you had recently performed a gig to help support the Fort McMurray Animal Rescue Charity. What a fantastic cause. I
Yes.
mean, and that's an area that's still reeling following, the devastating fires out there.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, do you have a personal connection with Fort McMurray, or
No, I don't.
what made you want to get involved with that?
A friend of mine asked me to do it, and there was no reason to say no. It was such
Absolutely.
a great cause. It was at the Silver Dollar. I love playing that room.
Do you think it's important for artists to be philanthropists?
It depends on a lot. I think having a certain level of notoriety, you should probably, use it for good.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely believe that. If there's an opportunity, and you believe in the cause, why not?
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Marlon. Now, you've embraced sort of all aspects of social media. It seems. You're all over Twitter. You're Facebooking as well. How important is the role of social media to developing an artist's music?
Well, if you see my cell phone, it's not even a flip phone. It's even more primitive than that. I used to be kind of against it. I thought, you don't need it. But I think I've changed my tune. I think as a society, we've finally come to a point where we have a better grasp on how to use social media and how to use it as a tool.
It's a learning curve for sure.
It is a learning curve, and
Not
it's so
just
new.
Not just for people, but for artists, for
That's right.
businesses.
It really is, and I've seen the fruits of my labor in that sense, and it can work. It's a great promotional tool for indie artists.
Do you think it would have been as easy to become as established without all this social media, say 10, 15 years ago?
That's a tough one. I don't think so.
Be just as much work?
I think it would be just as much work, but it would be different work. I think if we're talking maybe 20, 25 years ago, when big record companies would lay down thousands upon thousands of dollars for a music video, put a band up in a mansion to record an album for a month, that doesn't really exist anymore, at least for rock and roll bands. So I think the chances of you hitting it big back then were just as hard, but it's different now. Now the sea is just bigger.
Yeah.
Everybody has a shot at being heard, but not heard by as big of an audience. But it's like anything. You work really, really, really hard, and hopefully there will be results.